What's up, my friends? Tim here. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a head-to-head comparison between the three basically fishing gear subscription boxes that you can get out there. So I've ordered these all just recently. I tried to get some pretty comparable. I'll talk about the prices and such in a little bit, but I wanted to provide to you a side-by-side comparison of what you can get for your money out of these three particular companies that are out there. First, let's talk real quick about the prices between each box, and then we're going to start tearing into each box quickly so you can see what you get for your money out of each one. So the Lucky Tacklebox, this is their XL box. I've got prices here so you can see them. I picked this guy up for $26.99. It is the lower price of the boxes that I got. The reason being is that their next level up was $46, which is, I don't like to go over that $40 mark too much. I did have pretty much all of these. I'll talk about that. There's coupon codes and stuff out there. I really say for these subscription type boxes, never really pay full price. You're going to be able to find some sort of code or something as they're pretty competitive against each other, trying to keep the prices low. So I got this one for $26.99, and Lucky Tacklebox does advertise right now that things are better over there. They don't have as much of a dumpster fire as they've been saying. So we'll see for sure what's going on there. The Monsterbass box, and I ain't gonna lie, this has been my go-to box recently. This is the Pro Series box. This one normally runs for $35. I did put a code down here. They have a buy three, get one right now. So if you pay for 3 months, you get a free month. It's kind of on average. Usually, I think you can get a code for like $10 off a month over Monsterbass. This box, if you don't know, is supposed to be catered to your area and to the season of the year. So instead of more of a general kind of baits that could be used any time of year, Monsterbass is focused on your area, which for me is Kansas, and the type of angler you are. I am a shore angler, do a lot of finesse fishing, that kind of fun stuff. If you follow subscription box numbers, this is $11.94, the box number from Monsterbass. And the last one, and probably the most direct competition with Monsterbass recently, is a Mystery Tacklebox. This is their Elite box, which normally retails at $39.99. And again, I picked that up for a code. I think I actually got $10 or $15 off of that one. So that's the prices for the boxes. They all kind of hang out in that $25 to $40 range. You can even go up higher on Lucky Tacklebox to $46. But being they had so many issues lately, I was a little nervous about spending that type of money. So let's take a look at what we got. So I'm going to start with Lucky Tacklebox, as it's the one that I'm really least confident in having a lot of improvements. So let me slide these guys to the side for a little bit just so we can focus here. Now, I will do a side-by-side shot at the end so you can see all of the baits and see exactly what you're getting. Now, I will tell you, I'm not really going to go through and say what's the actual retail value of this and what's the retail value of that. I'm not worried about retail value. I want to know fishing value. What's the value for me as an angler that I see and the way that I fish? And how much it's going to be a great thing for me. So if you all want a $10 off, feel free to steal that code off of there. It's Loyal10. Feel free to grab that and use that away. So let's take a look at what we got. So first we got some size 4 hooks. These are pretty small. Would like to see some larger hooks in there. Again, these are just bait holder, kind of a generic brand. I don't know much about those, but they look good enough. I could use those either in a small drop shot, or could even use them for trout fishing. This Live Target, it seems that Live Target is in like all of the boxes recently. So this is a Live Target. Looks like a Cabela's exclusive, so that does make me wonder, was this on the clearance rack? I don't know. This is a Tennessee Cross, so yellow and orange colors on that particular bait. Senshi 5 frog. I'm not a fan of frogs myself, but sometimes they do well. So Senshi, I've never heard of that brand either. Looks like a black with a yellow belly there. It's like a knockout hook. Even though the brands are different, I noticed that some of these, the way they set up the labels are very similar. So I don't know if it's the same company and just setting up, multiple different brands underneath that name. This is a Bass Brothers crankbait. Let's have a rattle in there. Kind of the same thing. So I don't know if these are Lucky Tacklebox brands. They just kind of rebrand them out. I don't know for sure myself. This is a Lucky Tacklebox brand, Biggin. And is that It actually has plastic bearings or BBs in there. I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, that's okay. We'll try it. Primitive fishing. These look kind of cool, but I only get 4 of them. Good little drop shot weight, possibly. And California Plastic. I think this is one of their brands. Looks like another plastic there as well. Let me open up these plastics and take a closer look. I always want to give them a feel and see. So there's this guy, kind of a black with all types of just different colors. And there's a little tougher plastic. It'll be interesting to swim around. I don't know. Texas rig that. I could even wacky rig that. Should have some good wacky rig action. Who knows? So there's that one. And then here is the other plastic. Well, this will hopefully have a lot really good action, which looks nice. Feels like some of the things are coming out of it, but that's okay. So I mean, this might be all right. I mean, it's a flashy bait. A little green color. Be fun to play with a little bit. Let's see some of the things coming out. All right, so that is the Lucky Tacklebox, and I'll do a side-by-side ladies all out here at the end as well, so you can kind of see what we got after we have unboxed each box. All right, so let's move that to the side. Let's go ahead and do the Mystery Tacklebox up next. So let's give this pop open here real quick. A larger box. So this one does have some papers included on here. Of course, how you can add more things to purchase. There's the prices for anybody who wants them. I don't share too much. Quick note. Some information. We got a dribble, dibble, something like that. Now I do like if there's some fishing information included, like how to fish hard body swim baits. I hope that this matches with something that's in the box. So I see that now. I kind of expect to get a hard body swim bait in here, but we'll see what we actually get. And then a catalog of what, more baits. Yeah, more baits. Definitely more of a salesy approach, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll recycle all those. So let's take a look. We got Flip and Jig here. This is River to Sea, so I know this is a good brand out there as well. Papa Mur jig. Some good colors. It's got kind of a sausage head. I don't know. Some people call them football heads. I've always called them sausage heads. It's pretty good. Live target. Again, I tend to see live targets in everything as far as subscription boxes. So that's a bait ball bait. It's a little bit larger, but I've never used a bait ball, so that'll be fun to check out. And what we got here, a Booyah Baits, lipless crank, hard knocker. That thing does have a ton of bearings inside, so that's good. I am noticing already, of course, Monster Tacklebox versus Lucky Tacklebox. I'm seeing brands that I know, at least mostly, don't know this one, but that's okay. Made in China. This is a medium diver. It's like a square bill. So it's like we've got a few. Carl's brand, so this is their brand, obviously. And another crankbait. A lot of similar crankbaits in here. This is square bill as well. Golden Boy. Not really. Oh, there's a couple larger bearings for kind of a thud. It's in there. Original X Gear. Yeah, this is Lucky John. Yeah, this is one of their brands as well. This looks cool. I don't know. Hopefully it's something that'll catch fish. I don't know for sure. I'm cautious of stuff like this that just looks cool. But again, who knows? Should be good. Color changing baits, smart baits. Looks like a full package. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. I don't know. We'll see. So those are supposed to be color changing. More of a creature bait here. Pull one out. I'm gonna break all the fins off. You got little extra things everywhere now. So that might be fun. Looks like these color change from the blues to maybe more of the reds and greens. It's always hard to tell, so we'll see what that does in cold water. So smart baits. I've gotten smart baits in a few other boxes before, and sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're not so great. And what else we got here? Big bite baits. These are trick shot baby bass. Those will be good. Of course, I always like big bite baits. Fortified with bite juice. Got a good sparkly green. Nice kind of white underbelly in there. Again, great for Texas rig, great for wacky rigging. I can Ned rig these. Sometimes I'll even cut them in half to make my baits last twice as long. Has a hook slot built in right there in the egg sac area. So pretty good. And that's everything, right? All right, cool. So that is the Mystery Tacklebox and what I get with it. I mean, automatically, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more value for my money here, but again, I do have to acknowledge I spent $27 here, or that's $27 for that box. This is $40 for this box. So I'd hope I'd get a better value out of it automatically because I'm spending more money, right? But I do recognize more of these brands, which makes me happy. Live Target, even though it's kind of an anything, River to Sea, Booyah Baits. I'm guessing these three are monster bait brands or off the clearance rack. I mean, tell me I'm Cotton, Ordell. I don't fish a lot of hard baits, so I could be dissing one of y'all's favorite baits brands that are out there. So that is Mystery Tacklebox. So let's take a look at Monsterbass. So here's our Monsterbass box. Again, 35 bucks is the normal price for this one. A card I really don't care about. Are supposed to be some sunglass codes. I'm going to set those to the side so y'all don't steal them from me. All right, so let's take a look what we got in here. I know Ruckus from River to Sea was the big one this year, or this month. 3/4 ounce, 3-inch lipless crank. That's pretty looking. I like that. Real perch color. Super loud. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's some solid rattles there. Pretty colors there. What do we got here? I got a Lunker Hut, square bill. Square bills seem to be pretty common in the boxes here. So some yellow, black top, little orange up front. Awaken the Giants. Floating 0 to 2.5 foot. That'll be great for me from the shore. Good rattle in there as well. So great bait there. Okay. Steel shad. I've seen these at the Cabela's a couple times, but I've never fished one. Cast it, let it sink, reel it in, steady retrieve, and jerk with it. Real thin metal bait, so that'll be interesting. Super K was a Killer Craw Finesse, 3/8 ounce. Does look like there's a cute code on there. Anybody wants to pick up some of those, so superkjigs.com. There's a code monsterbass11 for 15% off. Let me just put that on there. Feel free to use these codes, y'all. If anything to save you some bucks, I'm down for that, of course. I always wonder what these are like and what the keeper is. So that's pretty. And let's take a look at that keeper. So it's got a hook style keeper. Keep that on there. Perfect. I always end up losing these things. These little jigs. But, so we'll see how long I can keep those. Sticker, it's always fun. We got plastics now. I usually get 3 things of plastics out of Monster Bass. This is a Hog Farmer. I don't recognize this brand, but in Kansas we kind of just have the major items. Good body. Looks like it's a fun swim bait. White. That tail is crazy. Look at that. Be insane action on that in the water. Definitely gonna get their attention. So that ought to be fun to throw around. And Bama baits, it's like plastic worms. It's like an Alabama company infused with Bama fuel. Green's always good around here. Looks like it's got a little bit of transparency to it too. That ought to be fun for a little bit of finesse play. Yeah, that's gonna be fun to fish with. Looks like we got some hooks too. Put that up. So must-add hooks. Looks like a replacement. Treble hooks. I like the Must-add brand. They've always been sharp for me, so I don't have any complaints there. Which is good. I could use that for some of the hard lures that I have out here that probably need some new ones. And I love Z-Man baits, so give me a Z-Man bag. I'm good to go. So I think these are Zinkers Mudbud color. Let's take a look. Kind of like a sinker. If you don't know with Z-Man, they use their Elastec. You can just stretch the heck out of this, and I love it because you do this to activate that salt and pull it up to the surface when you're fishing. So Cinco style bait. A little bit heavier, a little bit larger, but should be good. Again, I can use it as single, or I can cut it in half and use it on my Ned rigs, which is pretty good as well. So that is that. So that's your Monster Bass subscription box for November. And again, these will be different. So these ones I think are pretty much the same no matter where you're ordering from. Monster Bass will always be different from area to area. So let's lay these out together and let you all see each box, so that way you can decide for yourself on what you think would be best for you. So let me come back right back when I have that done. All right, my friends, here's everything laid out, and I'll do a zoom by shot for you here as well and take a photo so you can see all this up close. We've got our Lucky Tacklebox items here, Monster Bass right here, and Mystery Tacklebox right here. So I do want to give some kind of pros and cons to each one of these boxes, because I think there's something out here for everybody. And I'll tell you what I prefer, and it's probably not going to be a surprise to y'all. So Lucky Tacklebox here, probably my least favorite out of these boxes. Obviously, I got a lot of knockoff brands that get me out there. I don't know if these guys are catching fish or how long these baits are going to last me. But that said, this is the least expensive option. If you don't have a lot of money and you want to get a better understanding of all the different baits that are out there, this may be a good place for you to try some things out. Personally, I would much rather go ahead and spend the extra $10 to $10 or $15 to jump into one of these other boxes than to stick with this particular box, because I feel like I'm getting a little bit of the clearance bin when I get the Lucky Tacklebox combos. I'm going to jump over to Mystery Tacklebox. Mystery Tacklebox has some pretty good baits in here. I got another live target. I do have some River to Sea in here, some Booyah baits. I've got some big bite baits. So I'm at least now seeing brands that I know and that I recognize and that I've fished before. Do have a little bit of the mixes with their own brands in here, which is fine. I don't mind that too much. The part that I'm not sure about is seasonality. Is it still going to work out great for me? And I'm spending more than a Monster Bass box for this. But I do feel pretty confident that I can use these baits to catch fish, so I'm not upset about that at all. Then lastly is the Monster Bass box. So these are supposed to be specifically made for my area. I do like that I get some things like the colors and set up for, particularly for Kansas. I also get more plastics in the Monster Bass box. So if you're after more plastics, and that also might be my selection, they know I'm a finesse angler, then this is great. If I get more hard baits over here, if that's your thing, maybe you can get some more hard baits and want to jump over here. All of these brands I am familiar with, except for some of these smaller ones like these here, but I'm feeling pretty good here. So for the price point and what I can get for my money, personally, I prefer Monster Bass. But if you're just trying to get out there and fish, I don't think you can really go wrong. I would lean towards these two. I would lean towards Mystery Tacklebox or Monster Bass as something to get you out and going. If you're just trying to fill your tackle box with as much stuff as possible and kind of make an installment plan, I think Mystery Tacklebox will get you there. If you're trying to understand the seasonality of the fish in your area, what types of baits you may need to switch to, which is what I've wanted to do this last year, then Monster Bass is probably going to be your good to go. So I hope this is beneficial to everybody to really understand what's out there as far as boxes, what you can get for your money. Again, make your own decision. I'm not here to tell you what you should buy and what you shouldn't buy. I'm mostly here to show you what you're going to get for your money and make sure it meets your expectations. That's all I got for you today, my friends. Don't forget, if you get an opportunity, get outside, get out in nature, get a pole in the water, and just enjoy it. It's gorgeous outside. I can't wait to get a lot of these baits out in the water to see how they perform. Take care, my friends.